You came here for peace, not the kind sold in books or retreats, but the kind that drips like dew from early mornings, the kind that meets you in silence and refuses to rush. Let me tell you what time has taught me, not in loud declarations, but in the soft, patient voice that only solitude reveals. I am no one important, just a monk who walks slowly, listens deeply, and sometimes forgets the names of things but remembers the shape of their silence. When I was young, I believed urgency was a virtue. I walked fast, I ate quickly. I wanted to arrive, wherever arrive was. One day, my master sat by the river, staring at a floating leaf. I stood beside him and asked, "Master, are we not late for meditation?" He smiled without turning his gaze. "Meditation began the moment you stopped seeing this leaf." That moment felt like embarrassment. Years later, I realized it was a gift. Life is not urgent. We are. But time doesn't chase. It waits. We believe we must hurry, or we will miss something, yet the only thing we miss is the very moment we are rushing through. Letting go is not a one-time act. It is a practice, like sweeping the floor. Dust always returns. So we sweep again, not because we failed, but because that's what life asks of us. I once held tightly to grief. The loss of a brother monk. His teacup still sat on the shelf, untouched for years. Every time I saw it, I told myself, this honors him. One evening, a novice quietly placed a flower in that cup. When I asked why, he said, "Master, it looked empty." That night, I buried the cup in the garden. And in that burial, I found peace not in forgetting, but in transforming memory into meaning. Letting go isn't erasing. It's planting. The mind is a skilled illusionist. It tells you, if you try harder, plan better, prepare more, everything will go your way. But the rain never asks you when to fall. The wind does not check your calendar. I used to fight uncertainty with obsession. Will this plan succeed? Will this person stay? Will my work matter? But the bamboo in the storm never asks, why me? It bends. And because it bends, it does not break. Control is not strength. Surrender is not weakness. They are simply the yin and yang of wisdom, knowing when to steer and when to float. The grand transformations of my life did not come in ceremonies or mountaintop revelations. They came while pouring tea, while stitching a torn robe, while sitting beside someone in silence, saying nothing and meaning everything. One winter I saw a boy feeding crows with the last of his rice. I asked him, "Are you not hungry?" He replied, "But they waited first." That boy, not older than 10, taught me more about compassion than any sutra I had read. Don't overlook the ordinary. Small moments whisper the loudest truths, if only you are quiet enough to hear them. Pain is not the enemy. It is a patient teacher. It doesn't shout. It repeats itself until you truly listen. I've walked miles with blisters, not just on my feet, but in my heart. Loneliness, rejection, regret. These were my walking companions, once unwanted, now understood. Pain taught me how to sit with someone else's sorrow, not to fix it, not to escape it, but to honor it. To sit with your own pain, not to numb it, but to ask, what are you here to teach me? Most of the time, pain only wants acknowledgement, like a child who stops crying the moment they are held. One of my teachers used to say, "Die before you die, so when death comes, there is nothing left to take." What he meant was this: let the false things die. Let the image, let the titles, let the need to be right. What remains is you, bare, breathing, beautiful. Every breath is a gift, but not in a cliché way. Truly, take a breath now. Feel it. This one might be the last, and yet it is enough. People ask me, "Are you afraid of dying?" I say, "I'm afraid of not living while alive." And so I watch ants. I sip my tea. I say thank you, even to silence. Not because I am holy, but because I am awake. Now I leave you with this. When you walk after this video ends, walk a little slower. When you speak, speak with less need to be heard and more desire to understand. When you feel lost, sit down not to give up, but to see more clearly. Peace is not found in a temple or a book or a video. It's already in you. Like the moon inside a still lake, it only needs the surface to settle. Thank you for sharing this quiet with me. If this message touched something inside you, tell me. What will you carry forward today? Share your thoughts. And if you'd like to walk this path together again, subscribe. The next whisper may be the one that changes your life.